Awesome, awesome. We are live. Awesome, awesome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're watching this live event or recording. Thank you so much for tuning in. Are you interested in staying up to date with the product updates and have a live Q&A with the founders or their team? If so, join us for our exclusive live streaming events which are happening every week. In these events, we share product updates, roadmaps, use cases, and educational content as well. And there are many more things that we discuss. Also, we answer any questions you may have. So don't miss out on these events to get the inside scoop on what's new with the tool. It's a great opportunity to catch up with the product owners and their teams and just learn more about the tool, right? So guys, without further ado, let me welcome our today's live show guest, Mr. Sumant, Mike, and Sahil from Qualetics. Uh, Guys, I'll just tell you what Qualetics is because you might be watching us first time. So Qualetics is an AI platform which makes your product intelligent enough to be proactive about customer success. So guys, Sumant, Mike, and Sahil, we would love to hear about your company, team, and Qualetics journey. Before we dive into it, that would be fantastic. Over to you.
Thank you, Swapnil. We are very glad to be here. So just to kick off the introductions, my name is Sumant Vakada, and I'm the founder and CEO of Qualetics Data Machines. And with me joining here is Mike, who's my co-founder and also the Chief Commercial Officer, and Sahil Brijmal Malhotra, who is the head of our business development. We also have Venu Padala, who's also heading our technology team. He's also part of the audience. He's not on the panel yet, but he'll be in the audience. And basically we are all working together to create this platform that we hope will help every software company out there, whether they are building a small application or a website or a large application serving different customers. Again, whether it is a direct to consumer product or it is a B2B product, our product is built for both. What we are trying to do is we are trying to help every software team, every software product owner, every business owner build better software by using the power of data, by allowing you to understand the data that you're generating from your application, the data you're collecting, and making sure that you're making the best decisions possible in the journey of your product. And also as an extension, or in fact, the main objective is to make sure that you're providing the best possible service to your customers and to your audience, so that you keep retaining your customers, you keep attracting new customers, and you keep growing your business like it's nobody's business. So that's a brief introduction about our product, Swapnil.
Awesome, awesome. And I want to congratulate Qualetics because Qualetics has won a top performer of the week award last week. And congratulations, you guys.
Thank you, Swapnil. Thank you.
Thank you.
And guys, before we dive into it, let me play a promo video because it will help audience to understand what Qualetics is and what Qualetics does for their business and their sites, right? Let me play the video.
We're talking about proactive customer success. What's going on, guys? This is Phil from PitchGround. So you've built an app or a website. You've run a QA maybe even a couple of times. You've asked your friends to test it. Then you've tweaked it a little bit here and there, eliminated some minor bugs, and finally it goes live. Unfortunately, nothing can be perfect and every software malfunctions once in a while. As a result, your user has a poor user experience, and you don't even know about it unless they told you. But you haven't been there when they needed your help. By the time your team gets to know about the issue, you already have a bad review. PitchGround is here with a solution that monitors your software 24/7, continuously analyzing it for any kind of issues and anomalies, and alerts you right away when the user is having a problem, so you can step in and help. That's Qualetics, a tool that integrates with any software platform, continuously monitors it, analyzes how it performs, tracks any issues the user is having, and alerts you when it happens. And there you have the option to step in and help or automate the alternative actions so that user won't have a poor experience with your product. That's where you can get really proactive with customer success. That's where your customers feel that you do care of them. And even though your software malfunctions, your customers still will stay happy with your service. Now go get that lifetime deal for Qualetics on pitchground.com and get proactive with your customer success. So that's pretty much it, guys. Let's keep growing, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
Awesome. Thank you, Val, for the great explanation what Qualetics does for us. And over to you, Sumant. We would love to hear about the product updates, and we would love to hear more about the tool and what it helps users to understand the data behind the sites, right? Because as we discussed in the last last streaming, that Qualetics analyze each and every data of what is happening at the background. So we are very much excited to learn more about it. Yeah. So can you please share your screen, and we can dive into it. Yeah. Here we go.
Sure, Swapnil. So as you put it last time when we were talking, you said that Qualetics helps you understand the background story of your software product, and that is an excellent way to put it, because there are tools out there that provide you with metrics about your visits and your hits on the page, but unless you merge the 3 or 4 different platforms together, you can't get the full picture of what's actually going on when a user logs into your platform product, and those can be very expensive. For the majority of small businesses and startups, those can get very expensive. And in fact, one of our customers actually came to us having that challenge, because they were launching a product. They were trying to understand what is good, what is going well with their product, what is not going so well. They also wanted to understand the traction, who's using what part of the application, when, where, how, and all that. And the options they were looking at, they had to integrate 3 or 4 different solutions together, products together, and still not be able to get the exact answer that they were looking for. So that's when we helped them with our platform. We helped them launch. They launched early this year, and they have been growing. Obviously they have a very good product, but that's one thing. But they also were able to leverage the data that they were seeing on the platform to help tweak their product in time and then go back to their customers. They also were able to show this insight to their investors, and right now they are sitting on a 5x or a 6x valuation of their product in just 6 months from the time they launched. And this is all this is a good example of how good data can enhance great value from your product or from your solution. And then we want to be able to repeat those kind of success stories to the hundreds or thousands of small businesses and startups that are out there that are delivering quality products like that.
Awesome.
So what do we do basically? So we our Qualetics platform, we call ourselves as a data intelligence as a service platform. What do? We help you understand your software, your customer, and your product better. And by those 3 things, there are tools out there that help you understand your software to a certain extent. They'll help you understand your customer to a certain extent, and then help you understand product to a certain extent. But what our platform does, which is unique from all of the platforms, is we take you to the next level by helping you understand your software, your customer, and your product all in one go. But by software, we mean it could be your web application, it could be your mobile application, it could be your backend server application, or any application that you have direct access to the code. And customer can be your internal users, or can be your external users. Anybody that is using your software, anybody whose behavior you want to understand, so that you can design their experience better. And by product, this is a distinction between software and product. By product, we mean the actual service that you're selling to your customers. If your product is a content app, then we want to make sure that you are selling the right content for the right users. If your product is an e-commerce store, you want to make sure that you're able to sell the right product that your users are looking for. What are they searching for? So every software essentially has some product aspect to it. Either you're selling a service, or you're selling a physical good or a virtual good. The more you understand your customer and your software, the better you will be able to sell your product. And that's what we are enabling so many other businesses to be able to do it. And from a user perspective, from a customer perspective, sometimes I know as we talk to new people, I get questions like, would this be useful to our product? And in order to go through the self-qualification process, I would ask the customer if, do you have a website that you're, trying to promote? Do you have a web application that you've built, a SaaS application that you've built? Do you have a mobile application that you've built? Are you trying to engage with your customers or your users through your product, virtually? Do you have software that sometimes runs into problems and you have users complaining about those problems? If the answer to all of these questions is a yes, then that's where we can come and help you. You can use our platform, you can use our product, and you can benefit from the value that the information and insights that you're presenting, so that you can avoid those kind of problems and improve the quality of service that you provide to your customers. So that's a little bit of product value, benefit, and also who can benefit from our platform. Mike, would you like to add anything here?
Only that without a tool like Qualetics, the traditional approach to managing your software tends to be very reactive. By using our low-code or no-code implementation steps, you're able to embed intelligence into the software, and it's going to start reporting this information to you. So rather than spend a lot of time talking about it, I'll let you continue, Sumat, because I'm sure everybody would like to see actually how this works.
Sure. What do we offer from the platform? We offer you software quality analytics, which tells you what's going on with the software at any given point of time. We offer you performance analytics that tells you how is your software application performing. In certain cases, we offer business analytics depending on the domain. We also offer product analytics, which helps you understand your product usage better. We also provide you with API analytics that help you understand your backend service usage. And then we also allow you to take these insights and embed them in different other applications as you see fit. And obviously, all of these analytics contribute to providing you with predictive and prescriptive insights that are derived from this data. And from a usage point of view, your software be in different phases at any point of time. You could be in the build phase where you're actively developing the product. You could launch phase where you're launching it to a test audience. You're trying to understand usage, their behavior, so that you can tweak the offering a little bit more, so that you can go live fully. Then once you go live, you have the usage phase where you have active customers, active users that are using your product. They're giving you feedback. They're giving you reports of issues that are occurring on the application, and that phase allows you to tweak your product further and scale it to the next level. And then when you go to the scaling phase, that's where where previously you were handling hundreds of users. Now you'll be handling thousands of users or millions of users, and that is where you can really get the power of analytics and AI to make sure that you are designing the next level product, and you're making yourself ready for the future, where you can create a product that learns by itself and then provides the best possible service to your customers. Now, the good part about Qualetics is that Qualetics can help you in every phase of this software journey. So you can start using Qualetics at the build phase, so that you can understand how your software is performing internally and for your test audience. Then you can launch it and understand how your beta audience is reacting to your application. Once you've addressed all the issues and you go into the growth phase, that's when you understand, when you expose it to a large group of audience, how is your software able to handle all that, and what kind of new insights can you learn from those customers. And then finally when you go into the scaling phase and the expansion phase, that's when you understand. Can everybody? Venu, can you mute, please? So, and that's when in the scaling phase,
ఒక్క 3:30
you
మీ
will
టైంలోనే
understand
అయినట్టుంది కదా
how to take the
ఎక్కువ
power of
అయినట్టుంది
AI
కదా?
and create a
Maintain the
software that
buses వెళ్ళడం.
that is constantly learning from the data that it's seeing. And let me go through this, and then I'll just go through quick screenshots. So this is what our platform looks like from a software quality analytics phase.
ఇక్కడ నుంచి చందానగర్ వెళ్ళినంత
We also provide product analytics, which tells you the usage of your product from a holistic account level and from an individual account level, which I'll go through. And then some of the latest subjects that are coming to our platform is we recently launched our no-code analytics and AI for WordPress website. So if you have a WordPress website or you manage a suite of WordPress websites, then you can use our no-code plugin, which I'm demonstrating shortly. We launched a dynamic conversion tracker recently, which allows you to understand how conversion happens across your website for different pages that you want to track. We launched a dedicated dashboard for search analytics. This is search analytics that happens on your website if you have a SaaS product and you have a search feature, then we are able to expose what are users searching for on your platform. We are developing a user engagement scoring model as well as a churn prediction algorithm, which go hand in hand, which allows you to understand your subscribed users or your paid users and make sure that you are able to track users with low engagement and also predict. Our platform will predict when such users are likely to churn. Then we have added a lot of new personalization features where you can create personalized dashboards and using a feature that we call favorites, which I'll be demoing soon. And then very soon we'll be launching e-commerce analytics as well as the ability to track forms that are on your website or on your software application.
Awesome. And guys, if you have any questions related to the Qualetics Data Machine platform, just shoot out your questions inside the comment box. If you're watching us from LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube, just shoot out your questions inside the comment box so that we would be happy to take all your questions, all your doubts, whatever questions that you have regards to the platform features. For example, you want to learn how the Qualetics is analyzing your data and how you can use it on your current system. For example, if you have an e-commerce store like WordPress or any other custom built tool, right, then how you can leverage that, how you can scale up your audience, right, how you can understand the user journey, the customer, how you can predict the customer success, right? Because you cannot predict customer success and you keep losing customers because it's hard to keep up the fast-paced changes in the market. And it's even harder trying to predict customer success because most of the companies tend to lose a lot of customers because they can't keep up and ever-changing needs of their clients. So that's the reason there has to be something which is analyzing everything at the background of your site and which gives you the enough and insightful information which can you use it for further analysis and to frame out some curated marketing campaigns, right? So there the Qualetics help you because it gives you the very much insightful and I love the UI and UX of the Qualetics because if you see the graphs and the charts, right, you will fall in love with it because it's a very crisp and very minimalistic and point to it because you want to understand each and every aspect of your site, how it is performing, what are the bugs, right, what are the roadblocks are there, because by seeing a front end you will not come to know what is happening at the background, right? So where the Qualetics comes into the picture, because in the last live streaming we discussed that someone has asked how it can be compared with the Google Analytics. So it is not a Google Analytics, because Google Analytics will just track the front end data, how many visitors has visited, what are the page visits, right, and device data, country data, and all that stuff. But that is just a front end information. But what is happening in the background, what is happening behind the curtain, that information, that data will be provided by the Qualetics only. Yeah, over to you, Sumant.
Thanks, Swapnil. I want to demonstrate how easy it is to sign up for the platform and also set up the application. Then I want to also show how to, because we have very limited time, I'll show how we can set up the WordPress application. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm right now I'm on my website, on our website, and we offer different things, but now we are running a deal through PitchGround. So PitchGround will provide you with a dedicated link for sign up. Right now I'm using our website link to just set up a new account. And here what we can see is it's very simple to set up an account. You will get a similar link when you sign up with PitchGround, and I can simply go in and use my email to and every customer of ours will be getting their own dedicated portal. And when I say dedicated portal, it means a dedicated portal as well as a dedicated data store as well. So you will have your own data that is isolated from every other customer. This is something this is where we uniquely differ from services like Google Analytics, because Google Analytics, simply when you connect your application with Google Analytics, you're submitting all the data. Google owns that data. Whereas with our platform, you are the owner of the data. At any given point in time, once you're started using the service, and let's say down the line at some point you want to go and set up your own analytics store, then whatever data you've collected at that point is yours. So this is how easy it is to set up an application. Basically, once I signed up, I get my own dedicated portal, and I'm taken to my instance of the portal. And there we go. As soon as you set up your account, you will be launched in a demo mode where you can see what is happening in this demo application. Whatever insights that you're seeing here is coming from a demo application. And once you're connected, you will be getting your database set up. So right now, when you see on the top here, it gives you a notification that the application is running in demo mode, and the database for your dedicated store is getting set up. In the mean, we can go into seeing what the product analytics page looks like. 1 second. While that is loading, I want to show you like some of the insights that you can get on the software quality analytics page, where you get all of the insights that are indicative of like how well your application is running, and all of this insight is real time. For example, in this application here, this is also a test application that is connected to the platform. And anytime an error occurs or an instance issue occurs, it gets reported here, and we can see what is the issue that is happening there in the background. Let me go to the actual application. If you see here, once the demo mode setup is done, we give permission to connect our data. So this is where I go and connect the data. I click on add application. Now, whenever an application is, an account is set up, we help you track by application and by client instance. So an application is any application that you have, like a web application or a mobile application or a backend application. So you can add your web application here, and then you can also add it, add by instances. So you can have a production instance, you can have a stage instance, or you can have a dev instance. You can. Second.
Okay, so we got one question. Okay, someone will pick it up, that question. So
Sure.
Rob is asking like, I can show it on the screen. Where does it normally pull that data from? So I didn't get the question. You mean to ask maybe what metrics you're tracking, from where the data is coming?
Pull that data from, I'm assuming if he's asking about let me go back here, about the software quality analytics. Now,
Robbie, could you please elaborate your question, because that's something seems like a half question. So what you wanted to ask exactly? What kind of metrics? On which metrics that you have a question? So.
While waiting for his response, if he's asking about the software quality activity, whenever you connect your application, you can connect it. If it's a JavaScript application, if it's a website, you can connect, you can turn on an automatic error tracking. And what it does is our API is able to track every single user interaction on your application. And it also gets the automatic tracking of the issues that are occurring on your website. So by correlating the activity and also the issues that occur on your website, we are able to show you what the quality indexes of your application. So this is something that captures on different levels. It understands how many users are actively using the application, what percentage of those are experiencing issues, how critical those issues are. This is something that is native to the Qualetics platform, where it understands the severity of an issue by assessing how deep the impact is. Most of this data, like for example, the browser information, the application version information, all of this is captured automatically. But anything related to the user is not captured automatically, because that is something that you have to send us. Now, let me go to another application, another account that I set up recently, where I'll show you how it is possible to set up your integration, basically. So in this, what I've done is, I will go to my account setup, and I've set up an application that indicates like whether I'm tracking a website or whether I'm tracking a mobile application. In this case, I'm tracking a website. Then I set up an instance, a client instance. Now, this is my production instance. I can set up multiple instances. I can set up my customer A, customer B, customer C, or I can set up for my stage, web, and stage, dev, and production. Once I've set up these two things, I get the option to generate my credentials, and this is my credential that I use for my applications. Once the credentials are generated, I have multiple options. I can use a JavaScript integration, Angular, React Native, or REST API, or Android integration to stream the data. And to give you a preview of how easy it is to connect through JavaScript, this is where we call it the low-code integration, where you have a small amount of code, which is very similar to using an external service here. Okay, there you go. So this is the JavaScript integration, where we simply use a snippet to reference the code, and we initialize the code, and then we enable certain options to capture the data. So this is where you can, if you are using a simple website, you can use JavaScript to enable our service and start tracking. And once you do that, you will start getting the insights like how you're seeing. The other option, if you prefer no-code integration and you have something like a WordPress website, for example, there's another option for that also, where I have simply set up a WordPress site. This is a WordPress site where it's very simple, store where I have some test products. Each product has, some description. It's got the option to add reviews. I can add it to the product cart and also purchase it. Now, if I want to enable the Qualetics API for this, all I have to do is I go into my WordPress account, and I've already installed the plugin. But if I go into the plugin stores, available as a plugin. In this case, I've already installed it, but you can go through a very simple one-click install option. And once the installing is done, I go into my Qualetics plugin section, and whatever credentials I created here, whatever credentials I get here, all I have to do is I have to plug in those credentials here, or application ID, prefix. And once I save it, I get the option to enable certain options. So by enabling all these options, for example, by saying enable track page visibility, I get all activity that happens on the website. When I say track user geolocation, it enables the ability to track a user's location, but the user has to provide his permission or her permission. I can mention what app version is there. I can enable error capturing, which it automatically captures all errors. I can capture the clicks and I can the timings also. These are just the basic tracking.
Yeah.
I can also track custom events that are native to WordPress events. For example, I can track the login when somebody logs in, log out. I can track when users are registering on the site. I can track when somebody adds a comment or a review to the product. I can track when somebody adds an item to the cart, or when they remove an item from the cart, and when they finally purchase the cart. All of this, all you have to do is like enable this. If you want to track, or disable them if you don't want to track that. And that's it. You just save that. So this is how it does. And then, for example, if I go to the cloud, see, here is where it, because I enabled geolocation tracking, Qualetics Cloud is asking me if I want to share my location. I can allow it or block it. You know, I'll choose to block it. But then once I go to the shopping cart, do a quick thing.
Guys, meanwhile, you can check it out, the lifetime deal which we're offering from PitchGround.com. So the plans are very, very and super affordable. The lifetime deal plan starts from $49. That is plan A, and then it goes to $98, then $147, and the last and the top plan is $196 for lifetime. So do not forget to check it out, the lifetime deal which we're offering from PitchGround.com. Just head over to pitchground.com/products/Qualetics, and you will see this very, very intelligent software. And this is an enterprise grade level software, guys. Do not miss out on this deal, because it is a very, very very useful, because most of the analytics tools doesn't give you the right set of data, and the Qualetics is the only platform, I can proudly say that, which gives you the insightful information that nobody gives you. It's simply like you are using a AI or machine learning by spending only $49, or if you're going for a top plan, that is $197 for lifetime, and you are having a smart AI implemented on your software, on your site, on your tool, or on your application. So yeah, over to you, Sumant.
Thank you, Swapnil. So as Swapnil was talking, I was going through the site that I connected the application to, and I was like doing a few actions. All of that data, is streaming continuously to the platform. Takes a couple of minutes for that data to reflect here, but if you can see, I've already connected that, and I see some data that I tracked a few minutes back. If you can see, this is where I can see, when somebody added something, to the cart, and when somebody exited another page, and also how many times they viewed the page. I can see, what my application performance is like, which is the least responsive page, and I can also see, what are the actions that are happening on the website. How many people have gone to the shopping cart, how many times did somebody add to the cart, how many times people are searching for something, and also what are the page level events that are occurring, and by the pages, which pages are having the most amount of activity. All of this is just visual. You can also go into the detail view, where you get more functionalities to embed this view somewhere, share it, subscribe to changes that happen on your website, export the data in different formats, and also use API to call this data somewhere else. By default, we provide a visualize option, but we also provide an option for you to see the details in a tabular fashion. So in this case, if you see here, I can see the action when somebody added the product to the cart. I can see who was that person by their ID, and then also what was the product they added, what was the price of it, and all this. So eventually what this allows you to do is, when we launch the e-commerce analytics, we'll help you understand the cart abandonment rate. How many times are people adding products to the cart, and when are they abandoning those products, and how many times are they actually successfully going to purchasing a product. You can also see when somebody does a search, what are they searching for. In this case, I can see that this particular user did a keyword search, and the search term was I was just playing with the site. But if you have a real store and people are the primary method of people buying your products is search, then this gives you valuable insight on the search metrics, on like what are the most search terms in your website. Okay, and this is
yeah, Mike wants to say something.
I was just going to reply to a few of the questions that are coming in. The Facebook user that submitted the question before was asking about the data that delivers these metrics. As Sumanth was showing, by connecting into the application, every click is tracked, and every one of those clicks is then converted into the visualizations that you're seeing Sumanth show you now. There was also a question about from another Facebook user, could I put that on the capture page? And when the visitor presses submit, it will tell me. Again, our software will capture every user click. So it identifies every user and every user's activity at a click-by-click level, converting it all into mapping that user journey for you, and then including it in all of the analytics around these dashboards. So just sharing with all of you that may have these questions, it's these low-code implementations, or in the case of the WordPress website implementation, a no-code implementation where all of these clicks are streamed into your dashboard, stored in a physically and logically isolated location just for you, to present that information for you every time a user goes into your software experience.
Okay, so again, our next question is coming like, will it do the geolocation of visitors to the city or suburb?
Yes, it does pretty close to the location of the user. For example, I can show you here. This is there you go. So yeah, it gets pretty. The user that is giving the permission to track it, we are able to narrow it down to the particular street itself. It doesn't capture the street address or anything, but it gets down to the actual lat and long of that user.
Awesome. I wasn't know about that. It's pretty solid.
Yeah, I mean, because we are capturing, we are allowing the user to give the permission, right? So it gives that. And then here's one more thing that I quickly want to show if you have the time. If you are, let's say you are an agency that that manages multiple websites, or let's say you are a software company that has multiple websites, multiple software products, catering to different audiences. We have an insight code that's called engagement score, and this is something that you will know through Google Analytics. And this is where what it's doing is it's trying to identify based on several different metrics. It could be user behavior, it could be website usage, it could be the number of screens and the screen interactions. It can tell you of all these applications which one has the highest engagement, which one has lowest engagement, and it'll tell you by what metrics these are. So, like for example, some of these applications might have goals, like you want people to buy something, or you want to consume something, or subscribe something. Those can be tracked as goals, and then it'll tell you whether those goals are being met. It all tells you, what user behavior. It tells you screen flow. All of this goes into then it gives you the understanding of which products of yours are doing well, which ones are not doing well. You can also turn this for tracking client behavior. If you're supporting multiple clients, you can use this to understand which client is most engaged, which client is least engaged, so that you can apply the appropriate support and help, extend appropriate support and help to those clients. And again, this is at a master.
Yeah. Sorry to interrupt you. Go ahead, please.
No, please go ahead. Was there a question?
Yeah, there was a question. User was asking like, are there any training videos inside? How to set it up the product. So, do we have any knowledge base and the training videos or small guides which can help users, understanding the metrics that we are showing it on the desk, on the dashboard, as well as how to set up different metrics and events.
Yes,
Yeah, so it's already there.
It is we have a documentation website where we are showing you everything from how to get started to how to set up your integrations, and we also describe what kind of data can be captured, what is the automatic data capture, and also what is the custom event data. I would say that once you integrate it to a website, about 50 to 60% of data is automatically captured. The rest, 40 to 50% of data, can be the custom data that you want to track. For example, that a user was asking whether they can capture the submit function, and they can. Along with the submit function, they can also track what data that user entered as well. So you can extend it beyond that, and we have the example data events and scripts also there, and we also added details about each of these insights, which tells you what do these insights provide. And we also provided videos. Sahil has gone through painstaking efforts of creating a video demonstration for each of these insights, and he explains what these insights represent and how can you benefit from them one at a time. And we are continuing to add more to this. Right now we have the software quality analytics. We'll be very soon adding the product quality analytics section also, which tells you exactly how these metrics are. And also, you can apply, all of these insights come with the ability to filter. I should have picked the wrong one. Give me 1 second. So if I go to user action detail, it tells me like how are people using the parts of the website, how many actions, how many different breakdowns of actions are happening. And as I mentioned, all of the data that you send to us, you're sending data. You can send we have data that's captured automatically. For example, the page, the URL, the operating system, the operating version. But you can also send additional custom attributes. Like in this case, this is a content website. So we are sending article description, tags, author email, and all those things. You can create filters, and save those filters. Once you save those filters, in this case, there's no such data. But once you save those filters, you can save that as your preferred insight. And that's available as a default view for this. You can set this view as your default view, so that if you have a certain type of insight that you always go to every single time, then you can set this as your homepage, and every time you log in, you go straight there. You can also create your own personalized dashboards from standardly available insights, or you can create personalized dashboards from the favorites that you created also, which then give you the option to like create dashboards out of the favorites that you created. In this case, I think it probably will take a little bit of time to load, but we have other sites where you can create multiple favorites and you can load those favorites. So we are trying to give you all the different options to not only just collecting the data, but also viewing that data from different angles and different perspectives.
Awesome. So we are getting one more question from YouTube. So the user is asking, will there be any glitches in the AI?
I mean, the AI part is something that is directly linked to the quality of data. So right now, the AI, we are directly integrating it as in the error monitoring. Then we have sentiment analysis. We also have AI in the scoring the model. All of this AI has been trained on millions of data points over the last 2.5 years. And after we have done that training, and only then we launch it. Right now, we are also working on a churn prediction algorithm. That is something that's currently undergoing testing. So we plan to do that testing for a couple more months before we launch it. So now, once we launch it, what we have done is we have developed that model against a structure of data that we have collected and we have analyzed, and we'll be deploying it. Once we deploy it, it will be based on the data that is collecting from your app. So you cannot expect AI to function on, let's say, a few hundred records, because any kind of AI will require the appropriate amount of data to train, learn from it, and then come with predictions. So the AI model also, whether it is error monitoring, or whether it is the churn prediction, or whether it is the engagement scoring, it continuously analyzes it, and it starts giving the prediction once it reached a satisfactory confidence score. So it could take, for example, if you are a low volume application, it may take longer until you have the necessary amount of data. But if it's a high volume application, you might reach that volume threshold in 1 week, or let's say 1 month. And that kind of data allows the AI model to learn from various patterns and then do the prediction. So I wouldn't call this a glitch, but we have to give any kind of AI time to learn. And in this case, we have to give the AI time to learn from your data, because we cannot apply an AI model that is trained on our data to predict your engagement score or your churn prediction. Our AI models are set up in a multi-tenant fashion, so they are uniquely working for your data. So you have to give it enough time to learn from your data and then do the prediction. I hope sorry I went for a very roundabout way, but I hope I answered that question.
Yeah. Okay. So one more question is coming for the plans and pricing. Let me populate. So how many sites we can do on agency plan? So guys, there is no restriction on the sites, right? We can add unlimited sites, because we are not stacking, or we are not capping based on the sites. There are events, so you can see it on each and every plan. There are some event stacking, and so that is allowed in each and every plan. So if you go for the plan A, that is starter plan $49 for lifetime, we are offering 3,000 events per day. Then plan B is offering 10,000 events per day. Then plan C offering 30,000 events per day, and plan D offers 50,000 events per day. So there are no restriction on how many websites, how many apps, how many SaaS tools that you're going to integrate with Qualetics. You can do it unlimited sites. Yeah, over to you, Sumant.
Yeah, and just to add to that, even the events also, we will not restrict on the incoming data. So let's say you signed up for the starter plan and your limit is 3,000 events per day, right? I might be wrong, but I'm just using a rough number. So let's say its limit is 3,000 events per day, and you send us 5,000 events per day. We are not going to cap that limit. If you send 5,000 events, the 5,000 events are still going to come through. Where the limit might be applied is when you're doing the pull, when you're going through the website and looking at the data. And also, we do the average calculation on a monthly basis. So if you, on average, you send 3,000 events on just one day, you spike to 5,000 or 6,000 events, it shouldn't matter, because our average is applied on a monthly basis. And if your average is 3,000, then you still will see all the data that is streamed to it. Only when you go over the volume on a continuous basis and the average goes higher than what is allowed to that plan, that is when you will see some limitations on how much data can you see on the portal. But otherwise, all data that you stream, regardless of what your plan is captured into the platform.
Yeah. Thank you so much for clarifying it. And user is saying, yeah, that's more than fair. Yeah. And one more question that we are getting is, can we connect two any social accounts of links on a social page? I didn't get this question. He means to ask, can we connect Qualetics to a social media account? Is that so? Then just send yes in the comment box so that we will be, we'll understand. Okay, is that your question?
Yeah. In
Social
fact,
media.
yeah, please continue, Sumant.
Yeah, social media integration is coming soon. We don't have integration yet right now, but that will be something that will be getting launched soon.
Awesome.
Right,
So
just
that
I would like to add one thing. While Sumant was demonstrating what the platform is, the beauty about the platform is that you go from a no AI or a no analytics platform to a analytics platform in a matter of minutes. There is no tool available in the market, and I can say that with a lot of confidence, which gets you from no analytics to a wholesome suite of analytics available in a matter of minutes. And then there is no other tool in the market which actually gives you the level of depth and granularity which we offer. So, while Sumant was demonstrating about the various visualizations, charts, which are available based on the data provided by our customers and users, you go from literally no analytics to analytics flowing in for what's happening with your product or your software in a matter of less than 5 minutes. And what better than that, today, if we talk about WordPress is one of the major, engines for websites. And for, using a no code AI tool for your WordPress website, this will actually help you to grow your business. Like I said in the previous streaming as well, Swapnil, it's about that what we want for our customers is that they should focus on their business, while our business is to ensure to give them actionable insights about their business which will help them to grow their business. So that is something which we specialize in.
yeah, as you rightly said that there are tools which are available, but uh, that by using those tools will not get the beneficial information, and that's the static data, I can say, right? And here what you're getting is a dynamic data. Everything is capturing, whatever happening at the back end of your site, you will get the insightful information. And that's something unique, and which states apart the Qualetics from other analytics tools out there in the market, right? Because this is, I can say, this is not the analytics tools, because if you're comparing with the Google Analytics, it's not like that. It's an AI, right? Simply an AI which you're using, or which you're that capturing your data, and which is getting self-trained basis on your data, and which gives you the insightful reports and insightful information which you can use it to to improve your customer journey, improve your customer success, improve your checkout process, improve your app, right? Improve your UI, UX, everything. You can use it by any mean, right? Because the data is data is equal to your success, right? I can say, right? And if you're not concentrating that on data, right, you're losing on your success, because you're putting that money on a table, because you're just tracking the front end data. What is happening at the back end that nobody knows. So that's the reason Qualetics is there to help you out, to know, to give you, to pinpoint, yeah, this is a mistake, or this is a problem that your app, your site, or UX is having, right? Just go and fix it out, right? Yeah,
So
over to you,
Swapnil,
Suman.
just to
Yeah.
add to what you were saying, 88% of the data which is collected by organizations is left unanalyzed. Now, Sumant
Yeah.
and I were discussing this the other day. So it simply means that for every $1 that you can make, with the help of your own data, you're leaving 88 cents on the table. So whether that can be helpful for you for generating incremental revenues and profitability, that's again up to the organizations who are leaving that data on the table. And then, as Clive Humby has put it, that data is the new oil. So
Right.
today it is imperative for organizations to look at your own data in order to understand what's happening with your application, irrespective of whether it's a web, mobile, or a backend server application or a SaaS product, because that's where you will get to know where you can improve in order to give your users the experience that you wanted to give at the time when you came up with your product or came up with your experience. So that is very important. That is where organizations which are using data as a strategic lever are leaving all those organizations behind which still think that having data and having intelligence around that data is a luxury. It's no more a luxury. I think it's an imperative.
Yeah, right, right. As you said, it's very, very, that is a takeaway for everyone who is watching us right now, or who are going to watch us in the replay mode, right? As Qualetics machine learning capabilities, with the help of that, uh, you know, you actually understand your customers' behavior and needs, so that you can act on it and you can frame out your marketing strategies or whatever improvements that you want to do it. You can do it with the help of that data which you are getting out of Qualetics, right? And I can proud it can gains up to 12 to 15% of your indirect revenue stream, right? Because that's a huge margin you're losing out if you're not or if you're not analyzing your data. Yeah, over to you, Sumant and Mike
Thank you, Swapnil. Yeah,
and Sahil.
and one thing is that the difference between the products that are out there versus the platform that we provide is that, with any platform like Google Analytics or anything, you are forced to understand the metrics from Google's perspective. They will show you metrics that they've designed for you. Whereas
Right.
with Qualetics, what we are showing is exactly like what is happening on your website. That is why every installation of our platform for every client is different. When we turn this on for a software application versus a website or anything, the insights may be called the same, but the data that you see inside those insights are completely different. You could be seeing page views in one place, whereas in some other website you'll be seeing purely custom actions. But the people that have built those products, those websites, will exactly understand, by looking at those insights, okay, this is what's happening, versus going to Google Analytics and then trying to figure out, okay, the backward way of mapping it to what actually is happening on your website. So that is one aspect that where we differ, because we are looking at an event by event model, where we can tell you exactly what happened at any given point of event, and we've chained together those events to then give you basically a mind map of what's happening on your application. And that is how we are able to calculate things like client engagement score or user engagement score, and tell you you know you know which users are likely to continue, which users are likely to churn from your application. So I would say the best way to understand what we are providing is to sign up and experience it for yourself. And signing up, as you can see, even if you want to do a trial before you actually go and buy the lifetime deal from PitchGround, feel free to, because our trial is just a no obligation trial. You can simply connect, try it out, and then if you like it, then you go and get the PitchGround deal, and then we'll simply connect the two accounts for you. So it's as simple as that.
Yeah, whether you're early in your journey as a business and you're just developing your MVP for the first time, or whether you've already launched your product, the Qualetics solution is going to accelerate the pace at which you're going to be able to improve your solution. It will increase your time it will accelerate your time to market if you're working on the MVP, and it will accelerate how quickly the quality of your customer experience is improved. We're really excited about the PitchGround program we have. We have some tremendous prices and a lifetime license deals out there, so please take advantage of them. Of course, we're going to be ending this webcast very shortly here. So if any of you have other questions, please reach out to us on our Qualetics.com website. Shoot us a note through the Contact Us page. We'd love to continue the dialogue.
Awesome. Thank you. So, guys, if you have any questions related to the features of Qualetics, or if you have any questions related to the plans and pricing, or the events, or whatever whatever offerings that we are, adding into each and every plan, shoot out your questions or just tag me, Sumant or Sahil inside the community, or just you can also write down to our support at the pitchground.com. And if you have any pre-sales query or the technical queries, technical in the sense, if you are facing any problem in terms of redemptions or your account information, if you have any technical queries, you can obviously write down to the Qualetics team. They are there to help you out and solve your all the questions and the problems that you have. And I think so we don't have any questions. Guys, do not forget to check it out, the lifetime deal on pitchground.com. And you are simply missing out on a massive data driven tool that can easily uplift your revenue by 15% with the help of analytics and AI. So claim your lifetime deal license for this enterprise grade software. Qualetics today from pitchground.com. Thank you so much, Sumant, Mike, and Sahil, for sharing for taking your precious time out and sharing some valuable information. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in and asking this question, because this live streaming is for you, because we are bringing founders on this live streaming so that you can ask your questions, you can ask the use case, and whatever questions that you have in your mind about the tool, you can ask that, and you can solve those questions, and you can take a buying decision. So thank you so much for everyone for tuning in. We'll be seeing you in the next live event or the webinar. Till the time, take care, be happy, and keep improving 1% every day, and start tracking your data with Qualetics. Have a good day all.
Thank you, Zappa.
Thank you, Swapnil.